Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the podcast for the recently deceased. I am your host, Hosferatu, the Bossferatu. With me this evening is Stephen Anthony from Dark Cloud Studios. How are we doing, Stephen?
Nate, we are awake or something a lot like it. Here we are. Yes, very
Yes.
special episode because we are doing not a movie.
A
It's
TV
it's
show.
horror based. It's a TV
A
show
TV show.
uh, based on arguably the best horror writer of the 20th century or of all time. Take your pick.
I think it's also my favorite book of his, which would probably make my favorite book of all time.
I don't even remember reading it. I remember reading The Dark Tower. Did you read The Dark Tower? Did you read 1 through 7?
I only read the first one, The Gunslinger, and I've read it
The
like
first one is so god awful. What an
so
absolute shit, boring book.
so slow and boring. It actually took me 3 tries to get
Yeah,
through it, and I did, but I
yeah.
did get through it, and I was like, Corey and Steve have told me so much about this that I don't need to read it. They'll tell me everything I need to know.
Stephen Howard or Stephen Anthony?
Stephen Howard and Corey Cote.
So the second book is so good. It's one of my favorite books of all time. The first book is a boring, in-depth analysis of a man walking through sand to get to this guy who has, I don't know, magic maybe? Who the fuck knows? The second book is so good. I would highly recommend reading it.
Is that
That
the
said,
drawing of the 3?
the drawing of the 3 is phenomenal.
Is that the
So
second
Dark
book?
Tower, some books in Stephen King's universe are Dark Tower related, usually if something involves, and I'm sure we're going to get into this, The Shining, the psychic powers that psychics have in Stephen King's books, and it is one of them. Yeah, obviously one of the best. Here's an unnecessary question: Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård? Who's the better Pennywise?
Tim Curry, all day, every day. Okay, we're getting off on a tangent. Let's dial it back just a bit. We still have a formula here. We have a format.
Oh, we have a formula and a format,
And a
guys.
format
Here we go.
to-
And Hosferatz is going to give us the
uh,
formula,
I'm going
Hoss.
to give you guys the lowdown. We're going to give you a quick summary of this TV show that if you haven't watched it yet, you're probably not going to watch it. Because if you
Well, you
were
might.
if you were interested in it, you probably watched it already.
Wow.
We're going to give you a quick synopsis.
It's almost like your opinion of the show completely biased what you just said. People are busy. People have lives. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in the world.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
And so if you have a DVR, or if you have an HBO Max subscription, or if you don't, or you're figuring it out, or if you're just on the fence and you don't know, and do you
Right.
want to give HBO $1.99 for 7 days? Do it. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, this man tries to sell you some.
Do it! Is that our Cobra Kai for the night?
Cobra Kai is so good.
So good. Okay. We're going to give you our quick little rundown of how we feel about the show without any spoilers, give you a score, and after we both do that, we're going to enter spoiler territory, and we're going to break this mother down. I'm going to start because I finished it today. And I watched.
Begrudgingly.
I watched.
Begrudgingly.
I watched.
You had to. You had to be reminded, pleaded, begged with, quite practically, to do what is. I mean,
It's my job. It's a job.
it's going to be on horror watchers' lists.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
does the podcast Recently Deceased not review it?
No, I guess that's true. Oh, so this is also a favor to Stephen Anthony. He really wanted to do this. So I watched episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8 today, and I watched 1 through 4. I don't know, a month ago, maybe. So I did finish it, and I would like to say that if you are, let's say, like a Harry Potter fan, and you were able to separate the books from the films and enjoy the films, and let's say you can do that with Stephen King's It and this show, or you've never read it, have no interest in reading it, maybe you liked the movies, and for you this is a completely new and fantastical world that you're exploring for the first time, and you don't know anything else or any better, I think you'll probably enjoy this. I think you'll probably enjoy the show. I'm not gonna go off and tell you that it was a good show. I'm gonna say that you'll probably enjoy the show.
So slow down, because sometimes we get into the nitty gritty and we talk about how some technical aspects, like the pacing, for example, right now here in 2026, affected the primate. How editing and pacing, if they just improved that one technical thing,
It
would have
definitely
made
did.
the movie better.
It definitely did.
Welcome to Derry. Technically speaking, I don't want to say flawless. I'm sure they made a mistake or somewhere in there. I didn't see it, but I was going to suspend my disbelief very, very quickly. The lighting, the environment, the setting, the props, the character design, the custom design, everything like that. You're not going to say, oh, this douchebag in the military that we shouldn't even be watching is wearing, the wrong color suit.
Why would I say that? That doesn't make sense.
Because you can't, because technically this is a very, very good series. They put their work in.
Technically, that's your opinion. Okay. Let me finish. Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Weapons sucked.
Yeah. I mean, I let you trash on weapons. Let me trash on this crap. All right. I will give an honorable mention to Bill Skarsgård for his very, very short smattering of a performance throughout the show.
They made us wait. It was like Clubber Lang with Rocky. He made him wait.
I would like to say that Mikey Hanlon's grandfather and Dick O'Halloran, Duke,
Yeah,
Dick Halloran.
Dick.
I would like to say both of those actors were phenomenal. They were.
So we're talking about Chris Chalk, who played Dick Halloran.
Yep. And
because I did not look up fun fact trivia. I just looked him up so I could get his name. He was born the same year The Shining was published.
Right. And then Jovan Adipo, who played Leroy Hanlon.
He was a good actor.
I would like to.
From him, I'm going to have an opposite thing to say.
I would like to commend those three performances for helping me get through this slog of a television show. Everybody else in the show can go back to school, including the writers, directors, and I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10.
There's what I was going to say, and there's now what I have to.
All right, here we go.
So I gave Weapons a 5 because while I didn't enjoy it, I appreciated what it did and what it was trying to do. I just acknowledged that I did not enjoy it. So there's always, every once in a while, you and I are going to have a difference of opinion. That said, I didn't watch Welcome to Derry with the anticipation of giving it a score. I watched it just to watch it. So I have to wrap my head around giving it a score right here, right now, in this moment. However, I want to address your number as being incredibly insane. I have my criticism of the actress who played Ronnie, but it's very similar to my criticism of the actress in Five Nights at Freddy's. She did what she did with what she had, which was whining and complaining throughout 7/8 of the series. The directors did a great job. Writers did a great job. It picked up on the It atmosphere from jump. I rewatched it. I saw Maddie in the vehicle, and they're talking about vasectomies and murder or whatever. All these vocabulary words that you just should not. They captured Derry. It was fantastic. I have to. And what's his name? Mark Hamill's nowhere near this at all.
He might have made it better.
See, now Haas is just trying to piss me off. I'm going to give I'll give him Welcome to Derry a 9.
All right.
Damn near perfect. So
thanks for getting to
maybe an 8 because there's even some shit that I have to watch it a second time. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on here? What's going on there?
Well, I'll answer all your questions. Don't worry, because I got it. I got all of
So
it.
if you didn't read The Dark Tower, then you don't know about the ritual of Chud. But it was mentioned in the It movies, the new ones, not the first one. But it was in the It movies, and it's how the gunslinger defeats whatever he's going up against, usually with the ritual of Chud.
Randall Flagg.
Yeah. So here, it comes to us. I guess he's an alien or some shit, technically. And, the ship he's in blows up. There's fragments of it, and they contain him, kind of like kryptonite. I didn't really understand all that. I don't know if that's from the book or not,
No,
but I didn't give a shit because I enjoyed it.
no, and it was dumb. All right, I gave it a 3. He gave it a 9. We are moving into spoiler territory.
I
Watch
think
out.
we already danced on it a little
we
bit.
already did it. So I'm officially, Mark. We're in spoiler territory. We're gonna talk about James Remar's completely cardboard performance.
No, it's worse than cardboard.
Oh my god, it was so bad. I love James
so
Remar
bad.
too.
So,
I think
okay,
it just like
you want to talk about that now,
in.
or do you want to finish what you're describing? I don't want to step on everything you're saying, but it's a long fucking series.
Well, okay. So let's go with the format, but let's have you run it because you enjoyed it and you probably have a better idea about where to go, and then I'll just come in, and if you have any questions, I did.
Well, we have to talk about James Remar's performance. He's in a movie on Netflix, some Christmas movie, and he just plays an estranged dad, and the guy is so loving and sweet. And I don't know, like Sylvester Stallone talks about how the Colonel came in from doing a Broadway play where he played, whatever, a gay hairstylist or some shit. And so he's there and he's talking about Rambo and with all the body bags, and Sylvester Stallone's like, you're gonna have to masculine this up just a little bit. I don't know if James Remar had that character. I have no idea what the fuck was going on. What bothered me about Welcome to Derry. Oh well, and you said Leroy. I don't know if he's a captain. Leroy, I guess I suppose I should talk to you if you give me 10 minutes. Oh, you're absolutely right, and we did this thing to put filler in the show for no reason, just so you'd figure it out, so to string the audience along. Give me 2 minutes. If you let me talk to you, I'm gonna, what the fuck?
It happened like 10 times. Every time it happened, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're doing this again?" Like
at least once an episode for like the first 3 to 5 episodes.
All right, I understand that you've got questions. I understand that they're all justified. And yeah, we're doing some really fucked up shit, and we're blaming it on world peace.
Which, mind you, is what the military does, at least definitely in the 50s and 60s and 70s during the Cold War. So I could have forgiven it.
Until the last episode when he's like, oh, by the way, one more time, here's what we were really doing. I lied to you all those other times.
It was bad, but he was lying. There's an episode.
Go home, take care of your family, and he leaves and he looks at the other guy and he's like,
"I know we're not going to kill you like we did to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah,
we're going to get you to do what we want and let you go home and live peacefully." Like, wait, what the fuck? So the writers were sleeping a little bit on that one. His performance was just, sorry. The guy who played like the Colonel who wasn't him.
The other one, the always angry one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, give it to him.
Yeah. He was he was better. I mean, he was in it less, but he was more effective.
He was better. So, keeping this in podcast for the recently deceased style, my question for you is which actor? Because nobody. I don't give a shit if you love Welcome to Derry or not. You watch James Remar in this. Don't watch The Warriors after or before it. You will cry. It's that bad. He needed to bring out the badassness. And okay, you're not a racist. Fine. That's going to come through. And with racism being a form of evil that Pennywise is going to tap into, that's fine. James Remar just played a wuss. He just played a spaz, a schmuck. I don't know what he played. I'm hoping I'm not effing up the pronunciation of the actor's name. Mads Henriksen, the guy who played the villain in Doctor Strange. He's also in Rogue One.
He's not on the first page of cast.
Well, no, he's not in it at all. But
Oh.
he's my pick. He's in my pick for who should have played him.
Oh, I see. I see.
And it's somewhere in my 7 pages of notes here, and I don't know where it is. I will Google him.
Which the original Doctor Strange?
Yeah, the first one. The first Benedict Cumberbatch Doctor Strange. He played the villain, the guy who stole the book and whatever. His name is like Mads Henriksen or Mads something.
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mads.
Hannibal.
Mads would have been my pick to play whatever James Remar's character.
Oh, you think that was bad? Try to pronounce the actor who played Mordo. And I love this. I love this actor so much. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor, something like that.
Sure.
Amazing, amazing actor.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple Marvel things, and he was really, really good. Like most Marvel actors, just like Mads. Who would your pick be to replace James Remar? Oh. And does that kick Welcome to Derry up from a 3 to a 4 for you?
If James Remar's out,
yeah,
or if his performance, got turned up to acceptable.
Or if he, I don't know, how the fuck did the director not pull him over and say, James?
Okay, so we know that James Remar is a good actor. I think the direction.
Yeah,
I think the direction.
Great actor.
I think the direction is the fault here.
Really?
Yeah. I don't blame James. I blame the director. I don't think replacing James makes it better. I don't think. For me, it's the story, it's the writing, it's the everything. There's so many problems with this script. It literally pulled a Stranger Things season 5 all over the place, even though Stranger Things season 5
I didn't see Stranger Things season 5
happened after. Like, I mean, why are there 27 characters, and why do we have to know everything that's going on with all these people? It was too ambitious. If I was to make a main complaint, too ambitious and not laser focused enough on what they were trying to do. Okay, so it's called It Welcome to Derry. Is it about it? Is it about the kids? Is it about the town? If the town is the character, then okay, I understand this ensemble. But
Derry is definitely a character.
An
sure.
Ensemble cast is like 7 people. We're talking 20 major players here, between the town adults, the military, and the kids. And then in the town, the citizens, you have the white folk, the colored folk, and the native folk. So you have so much going on. Like, it must have been pure chaos to keep track of all the
imagine
all
being
the
the production
storylines.
supervisor.
No, I mean, so can I maybe give it a little bit of leeway or a little bit of kindness, because I understand how huge it is? Maybe. But then when I think about, like, the inclusion of Dick Halloran into the script, to be like a plot device to make sure that we can get from A to B and B to C and C to D, there's no reason for Dick Halloran to be anywhere near Derry, Maine, right? Like, the Overlook was in the middle of, like, nowhere. It wasn't in Maine. Colorado. It was in Colorado. So, like, why? So how is Dick Halloran even, like, kind of related to the Northeast?
Well, I'm going to answer both those questions for you. I'm going to do the second one first, in case the Alzheimer's kicks it out. Because it's fucking cool. Because it's fucking cool. Because you're going back 27 years in time before the movies that we just watched, which were 1989.
Yeah.
So we're going back to 1962.
Yeah.
And it makes me excited, especially after you watch the last episode and you watch how they're going to do this. They're going to keep going back 27 or 54, whatever the fuck they do. And you're going to get to see which Stephen King characters can possibly, without totally forcibly being shoehorned and, like, yanked out of their story into Derry. But I'm completely okay with that. It's not like they did it with every Stephen King character from the 70s.
No. Like, okay, the Hanlons, right? Leroy and Will, of course, will be the father of Mike. And then you have Ingrid Kirsch, who will not Ingrid Kirsch. You have the girl Matilda Lawler, who will be Richie's mom.
Marge.
Marge, yeah, that was the actress, Marge Truman, right? Who'll be
Yeah, well, Marge was the character name. I don't know the actress's name. I did not IMDb them, but
Matilda Lawler's the actress.
I hated her up front, and I could not believe how much I liked her at the end. She gave me the most Stephen King emotional knockout of the series.
She had a fantastic redemption arc. I have to agree.
Yeah, yeah. Where Ronnie had nothing. They gave Ronnie nothing. They gave Ronnie, I'm going to be cool and not rat out Maddie in the first episode, and I'm going to complain, whine, and bitch about my dad in different iterations thereof, right up until the very end, where I'm sure you had issues with not getting shot on a ice lake or some shit.
The ice lake was so stupid. The location was so stupid.
But it got to the point where every single time Ronnie showed up, my dad. Listen, I fucking get it, but I also remember being a kid and being resilient, and somebody said, "Hey, you know what? You get over it." Guess what? I got over it, even if it was horrific shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't agree with that too much. I wish they gave her more. Oh shit!
Oh my god, the bat phone. What?
From Palm Beach. Calling to say how much they love their podcast and recently.
Yeah, they're like, I disagree with Nate. He should have given this a higher score. That's definitely why they were calling it.
So as far as the ambition is concerned, I feel like they were trying to do two things. I feel like they were trying to world build here, and do it as if it was even slower, which fans like me would have appreciated and dived into. Let it just be its own thing, and then give us the Stephen King Easter eggs as we go along. And they were getting pressure and listening to the executives at HBO that said, okay, you need to streamline this. And, you're making fans wait 4 or 5 episodes. I think 5. We got a photo of him in 4.
Yeah.
You're making people wait 5 episodes. You got some gruesome kills. In the first time, you're going to kill 3 kids right off the bat, one of which is way too young, to sate the horror fan. But you're going to make us wait 5 episodes out of 8 episodes for Bill Skarsgård to show up? That's a little weird.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get to see their bodies later too, which was a nice I don't know, just a nice, not scare, but like a nice.
Did we get to see their bodies? Because
keeping
track of these kids, and I was very impressed in the first episode that they're introducing a Uris kid, right? One of our 7, Stan Uris.
Yeah.
I think it was Teddy, and another kid, and they're having this great argument about Maddie's birthday party while they were there, and both of them could have very easily been right. And they kill that kid, and they kill that kid's younger sister. Holy shit!
Yeah. I think the only good episode was 1, and it wasn't even that good. I had problems with it, but it was all downhill from there.
Love the mutant baby. Did you? So let's, because we're gonna have to do this a little bit faster than usual. Mutant baby stands out for me for the highlight of 1. It's born in Maddie's car, and it comes out of the movie screen. That Maddie's in.
Do we want to just hit it like episode 1 highlights and lowlights, episode 2 highlights and lowlights, 3, 4, just bang it out? Okay.
Sure.
All right, episode 1. I loved the intro with the kid in the car. I loved the birth. I was not a fan of the Bat Monster. I was a fan of the Bat Monster in lore. I was not a fan of the Bat Monster in goofy bad CG, and then of course you have a little bit of introduction.
You say Bat Monster? You talking about the mutant baby, the baby that had wings?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
That was it. That was it himself. That
Right, and that's actually when I took notes for this, and which I don't have to refer to because I remember it. I was like, okay, they replaced Bill Skarsgård with a baby, so it's going to show up as this baby rather than showing up as a clown for some fucking reason, which he can do. And it's not, but okay, they made us wait.
And then, we get introduced to a handful of plot threads. And then, we have that great scene at the movie theater at the end where we get to see the Bat baby come back full grown and eat a bunch of kids, which was fun.
And one of the kids screams out, I knew they were doing something like that. He's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, especially during the Cold War. It's very easy to be. He's like, I knew they were doing something at the military base. They're making mutant babies. It was a great line. What I liked about that theater scene is that Ronnie is the daughter of the theater owner.
Yes.
And she's not with them. So in a way, she's already separated from them. Um, there's a couple different elements there that I really really liked. Yeah, CGI. Obviously, they were they ever going to even think about using puppeteering or whatever for practical
Yeah.
effects? I doubt it.
I don't know. The main one of the main issues from all the reviewers across the board with this for the entire series was the bad CG. So I think it's pretty much just something we can say once and not have to harp on because it doesn't it like never looks good.
Yeah.
Um, with the exception of like episode 7 in the woods when it's dark and they're just like gunshot splatters. Like other than that, it's always pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say anything else about episode 1?
The only thing I have in is let's see. We just talked about the mutant baby birth. I have 11 minutes. We meet Colonel Fuller, Leroy, who's an optimistic company man. We're told there's no decent club here, which I kind of liked because we know what's going to happen to the black spot later on. So I really enjoyed that they set that up. Not even decent Chinese food, which I thought was a nice nod to the original movies, including the ABC one.
Right.
And yeah, that's it. That's really all I have. How do you feel about Leroy as a character? I think pretty early on they introduced his amygdala damage. He does not feel fear.
So amygdala damage is weird, especially for me personally. I did not like it. If he
I remember us talking about it a couple of weeks ago. You didn't like it.
If he has amygdala damage, he also doesn't experience excitement or like joy. So he's a very different character instead of them just being like, "Oh, your amygdala is damaged. You have no fear."
Oh, well, you're Daredevil. You're Batman.
Yeah, it's true. Your amygdala is damaged. You do have no fear, but you also have no joy, no love, no excitement.
So you can't parse them out. You can't get a little bit of amygdala damage.
Yeah, no. you're in or you're out.
You're in or you're out.
Yeah.
You're pregnant or you're not. You don't get the good stuff without getting the bad stuff.
Exactly. Okay. So episode 2, we have what's her name? Ronnie Grogan. So Hank Grogan is the suspect for the killings of the children because he owns the movie theater. Yeah.
Hank Grogan pisses me off, and I understand. Ronnie and Will are probably going to get together, and you watch the series and like, okay, how are these people related to the 7 kids that I care about? And obviously, same last name, Hanlon. Mike's going to be involved eventually somehow. That's probably Mike's mom or grandmom or whatever. Waste of a character. Lily shows up. She has a turtle on her bracelet, which is a nice nod to the Dark Tower. Turtles are very huge.
Right. Didn't she get that charm before? In the middle of episode 1, and that's why we assume the bat doesn't kill her.
I thought she got that in. Well, yeah, she had it. We see how she got it in episode 2 in a flashback with Maddie. So yeah, she would have had that in the movie theater. So that's a great catch. Holy shit!
Yeah.
The man doesn't like it, and he still picks up amazing details. I like Lily a lot. I always hate it whenever they write somebody who's, has a history with a mental asylum or anything like that, because now you're taking all the guardrails off. But they did it. I thought they did it very well. That's really just a motivation for her, is just to stay away from Juniper Hills, which is great. There's also Shawshank is also mentioned here. That I did not like. I do not feel it's Dark Tower related at all. I could be wrong and have to check the inside of a Stephen King book. I would have liked it better if they didn't mention Shawshank Prison whatsoever.
Yeah.
However, Lily here gets my vote for the new Denbro type leader. She's the one that says we have to do the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing.
Lily,
where nobody else does. Everybody else is pretty much a kid and like, wait, fuck this.
Lily is my favorite of the kids. Even Rich Santos, I didn't really like. He was the comic relief, I guess. I don't know.
Rich Santos, that's where I got hit with all the feels, and I think anybody who watches is supposed to get hit with the feels. She names her son Rich after this kid that died and he's funny, and Richie Tozier winds up to be funny. I don't know, man. I really liked it.
Well, I liked. I did not like Rich. I just he
When I see him DJing at the Black Spot or playing the drums at the
yeah
Black Spot, I'm like, oh, this is complete bullshit. And they're doing like a very, very nice thing because something terrible is about to happen. So they want us to care about him. So he's going to have his moment, his opus, and
yeah.
playing the drums at a black club. Uh, yeah, no,
So
I don't see an 11-year-old playing drums. At least not that well, and not in that environment, and having it going over smoothly. That was a little bit too much bullshit to believe.
right. Okay. So let's take another. Because we're gonna go on a few tangents
Yep.
to say that I think timing was a big issue for me with the show, in that I did watch Stranger Things season 5 before I watched it. I saw Sinners this year. And for me, as soon as they started building the black spot, I just had a huge eye roll moment. Like, yeah, okay, one probably didn't inform on the other. They were they were completely separate properties. One,
Right.
you know, Coogler writing Sinners didn't already have watch it and go, oh, that's a great idea.
I mean,
Um,
there's so many ideas. Like, She Deserved to Live reminded me of a couple things that I had, either cooked up in the past or in the future.
yeah.
Some things are going to go over. But what happened in Stranger Things? Because I didn't watch it because I'm not giving Netflix my money because they made me wait too fucking long for that one. What happened in Stranger Things that was reminiscent here?
So the Stranger Things issue with it was that like they literally had like 100 storylines and they only finished like two of them, and they did such a poor job because they were still feeding all these other storylines until like it was too late and they just had to drop it. They just dropped everything and finished the show in a very like not lost as in actually lost as in the show lost. So in a very like horrible, ambiguous ending instead of giving anyone closure or answers. I think as a fan of the show, you should
Wait,
treat.
Stranger Things ended and we're being jerked off for the sequel for the movie that's going to come out 10 years from now? Is that what's happening?
There's like 3 spin-offs coming, and it's all trash. The property's dead. Go pick up seasons 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray or DVD, and forget.
1 and 2.
Yeah, 3's fine.
3
Just
sucks.
forget that 4 and beyond even exist.
I like 4 better than 2. I like 4 better than 3.
Oh, I did not. But I also
I
think
feel like they brought real writers on and they had to write that ship. And how they mentioned kids 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 without mentioning 8 that was in season 2. I was like, wait, what the fuck? But yeah, I heard she comes back in season 5.
8's in season 5. That's why they didn't mention her. But whatever. I like it. The sloppy writing, the kids just being like, some of the conversations the kids have in it are like, this is not kids talking. Like, this is an adult conversation written by adults coming out of kids' mouths. Like, kids can talk about this stuff, but not in the way that these kids are talking about it. The writers had, I think, an issue with the voice of the kids.
They didn't listen to the voice of the kids.
Yeah, they're like some of the
They don't listen
conversations.
to the voice of their characters.
Yeah, when like Marge in I think it's 7. It might have been 8. It might have been her like, let's go kill this monster speech in 8, in the beginning of 8 maybe. Was like, this is so unbelievable. Like, I can't even take this seriously. This whole sequence. Yeah, it was definitely the beginning of 8 because they're all.
I don't know. They kind of fucked up her eye.
They're
and
all.
kids think kind of like naively like they could do anything.
They're all.
So I don't know. It didn't bother me.
Well, I did like when she tore her patch off and scared the popular girls with it. That was a lot of fun.
Like this mean girl thing or douchebag jock thing that it just runs. I get it. It's a thing. It's an actual real thing. I'm getting tired of fucking seeing it. It's annoying because the revenge or the payoff doesn't come fast enough. Like, just once introduce a mean girl or some jock douchebag and have them get kicked in the dick
like right
5
away.
minutes after we meet them.
Yeah.
And then never see him again.
Yeah, right. Because that's what would happen in real life if the jock tried to go up to the stoner and
Mm.
bust his balls at the locker, the stoner would punch him in the face, and
Yeah.
yeah, maybe he'd get his ass kicked, but he wouldn't just take it.
It being used as a device, and talking about a larger subject of bullying. Oh, Jesus Christ! Save the fucking lectures and just entertain me.
Oh, that's what this show did the opposite. They lectured you all episode long, every episode, all the episodes. Um, another
I feel they got caught in between two places. I really do. I
Yeah,
think they're trying to world build and streamline at the same time, and they didn't pick one. And at the end of the day, they did the very best they could with two disparate visions. And I don't know. I thought Andy, is it Fischetti? Fischetti?
Machete.
Fischetti? There's an F or an M there.
It's an M. It's an M.
Muschetti.
Machete.
I think he definitely tried to honor the source material, the two movies that he had done, and say, okay, this is going to be our vehicle to create a Stephen King universe. Because we're waiting for Dark Tower, apparently, allegedly. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, thanks to Michael, or what's his name, Flanagan.
And not Ron Howard, which is whatever, but that's a rabbit hole that we'll just let devour. Is there anything else we need to say about episode 2 before we move on to episode 3, 4, 5?
Did Lily get sent to Juniper Hill at the end of episode 2, or
No, it took her like a couple episodes later.
It was the end of episode 3. It was early. It was either 2 or 3. And
Oh,
she was only there.
Madeline Stowe,
Yeah, Madeline Stowe.
which I was like, holy shit. So, great actor, another great actor, but this one gives a great performance, and I did not see, I was like, okay, she's not going to have any connective tissue to the end, and she does. So, I'll save that comment for a minute or two.
Yeah, they bring it all, but they do bring it all back, but like in such a horrible way.
She's the old lady, but she does some weird shit in like episode 6, 7, 8, where she thinks Pennywise is her dad, even though like we watch Pennywise kill her dad, and that's how he takes the dad's form, which is Bill Skarsgård's actual clown in 1908. All that's sort of fine, but bitch, again, how delusional are you that you know it's the supernatural monster, but you expecting a hug from him? Like, what the actual... So that bothered me, and I thought Pennywise, like, you could see him like, whoa, this one thinks whatever, and then he uses his powers to get inside of her mind, memories, dreams, wants, whatever, and manipulates her a little bit, and he's cruel for the sake of being cruel, but I'm like, no, you're not that stupid. So something I probably would have written, but maybe tried to explain it better. But Madeline Stowe, I thought, nevertheless gave an absolute phenomenal performance, and she was given meat on the bones. She was given something in the script to work with. James Remar, what a shame.
What a shame. So this is the episode where they move the dig site and the kids try to take a picture of.
I thought that was episode 4, but who gives a shit?
Of it, and I think this is the one where. Oh, they're who sees the? It's like a housemaid, or a housekeeper. I think Ronnie sees it in her house. This is the second.
Well, they're starting to see sightings. I think Lily has a very, very it type thing where she's talking to Maddie through the drain pipes, and Ronnie says, "Yeah, I've seen something too." So is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, but I think the actual it sighting in this episode was the one where it was like a housekeeper, and she's got like her white robe on, and like does it like come out of her? This is where we see the lights for the first time.
Oh, the deadlights?
Yeah.
So first of all, I love how Andy does the deadlights. I love how he did it in the 2 movies, and I love how he does the deadlights here. There are 2, not really kills, but welcome to Derry, like scary moments. When the Uris family talks about how their ancestors' skin was used as lampshades, and that kind of goes in the formula. They mention something, it's going to come up in a scary moment later. I thought that was very well done. CG'd, yes, but very, very well done. Ronnie's mom knowing that Ronnie is, upset that she's going to send her dad to prison because of, whatever is going through her kid mind that makes her come to that, is giving not birth to her. So I thought that was another great scary moment. The scary moments we get before Bill Skarsgård shows up are great. Um, as for this housemaid, I have no idea. I don't remember anything like that whatsoever.
I thought that was one of the better it moments.
It's possible I forgot it. I mean,
yeah, that's all right. All right. Yeah, it's been a while. All right. Episode 4.
Episode 4.
The great swirling apparatus of our planet's function.
Is that the title of it?
Yeah.
So the title, okay, so one of the comments I had, especially for this, can we not name the pilot? Every fucking thing I watch. And I rewatch Flash way more than I ever should on Netflix. And episode 1, pilot. What the fucking fuck? Maybe, I don't know, here's a concept. Let me just throw this out there. Let's call the first episode of Welcome to Derry, Welcome to Derry, instead of pilot. So I don't give a fuck what the tradition is. George Lucas did not put the credits up in the beginning. He put it at the end because he knew it was epic. He broke the rules. You can break the rules. There are no rules anymore. So that pissed me off. One other thing in my notes, Hosferatu,
Yeah.
is a pure coincidence, but Maddie looks like the kid who beats the shit out of Kiefer Sutherland in Flatliners. Or am I wrong?
I mean, I haven't seen Flatliners since I was like 20, maybe even younger.
But you remember that, like they die, they come back.
Yeah, I remember the movie. It was a great movie.
He beats the shit out of him with a hockey stick.
I don't remember that.
Well, rewatch it. It looks like Maddie. Maddie could like get that role if he wants it.
All right, so they could have called this this episode Exposition Central. This is a very this is a very
Back to work.
A very Native American indigenous episode where they they tell everyone who will listen about the secret society that protects this.
So
like,
that's something that we see.
We can't tell anyone about this,
yeah,
but we're gonna tell you. And
Tommy Knockers had something to do with Native Americans. Pet Cemetery had something to do with Native Americans. It's something that when Andy went into the source material, he's like, okay, we could use this. Native Americans, obviously, Stephen King fans are gonna appreciate that. James Remar, when he's a boy, meets the thrift shop owner that does not behave like a thrift shop owner at all. When Leroy's wife shows up, she was a great actress, by the way. Can we pull up her name? Give her an honorable mention because.
No, she was terrible.
So what she was given was terrible. Her and Hank, that whole, I get it, and the class warfare and the racism that existed in the '60s, and how Pennywise is going to capitalize on that. It was annoying, but I don't think she's going to get another season. I think we're going to move to a different time frame, a different era.
Taylor Page.
I thought she was great. I'm going to look forward to seeing her in other stuff.
I'm not. But that's okay. Auntie Rose, who's apparently the leader of these indigenous people, who are in charge of protecting the prison that they created hundreds of years ago to keep it contained in the land mass now currently zoned as Derry.
I think they were trying to solve a problem. Why isn't Pennywise everywhere? Oh, okay. We can make that part of the script. We'll have him zoned in. And James Remar's great genius plan is we'll just let him have access to everywhere.
Yeah. So she tells the story of the Galoo, which I like to refer to now as the Great Galoo, as a Hanna-Barbera reference. And
all I had was a really terrible joke about something being sticky. And I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
The Great Galoo is what they call it. He came to Earth on a spaceship made of volcanic glass, basically like the same dragon glass, the same stuff they used to kill the Night Walkers in Game of Thrones. And
so we need a Stephen King superfan to mention in the comments I know Pennywise is an eternal, and that has to do with the turtle and everything else. So yeah, technically they are but are they from different worlds or from different versions of the multiverse? Like, what is that? What is going on there? What is the Great Glue?
Yeah, so
What
so
is
so they are
what,
from different dimensions. I don't think Pennywise ever could have arrived here in a meteorite spaceship made of stone. Um, he definitely would have just come through a portal, which they call thinnies, because they are thin enough to pass from one side to the
it sounds
other.
very Stephen Kingish. Are you on Wikipedia right now,
No,
or you just know
I
that?
just know that. This is that they're from the mist. The mist is when a thinny uh, basically got made or got altered or got affected by
So the Mist is Dark Tower related. Is that what you're telling me?
a dark terror adjacent in that the military are doing this thing called Project Arrowhead with interdimensional blah blah blah, and then they attract a thinny or they create a thinny or they alter a thinny to a point where it opens long enough for this mist to pour through and the monsters that exist in the void, which is also where it could have come from. I don't want to go too far down the actual lore rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really fucking cool though.
it is so cool. It is so cool. So the spaceship shatters and the it monster, the eater of worlds, is settled in essentially where Derry is. They take shards of the spaceship, 13 of them. They carve their ancient Indian, Native American, indigenous. I didn't mean to say Indian. What is it?
So George Colin talks about how it's Indian, and I don't have the bit memorized, so I'm not invested. I said black instead of African American a moment ago.
No, the black's okay again.
I'm not gonna call you Caucasian to save your fucking life. Just come on.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
get
know.
it. They're not Indians, but they're indigenous. They're not Native Americans.
Right.
America
Yeah.
was also a conquered name. There was
I
America
I
versus
keep meaning to say indigenous. Anyway, 13 of them. They carve some symbols. They put them in the ground. It makes a prison that he can't get out of, which is the reason he never leaves Derry. So
and
this,
one of them, that's who the military is putting Dick Halloran, who has the Shining. He has
Yes.
psychic abilities to hunt down these pieces. Because if you find one, you can then find the other 12,
12.
or maybe you could just remove one, and that'll open enough of a gap for him to slip through. Is that what's happening?
so he
That's what I had. That just like I was like, wait,
so
what?
so he tells Leroy that the plan is to take all 13 and move them in and in and in and in until they have it trapped in a very small area, and they can take it now and use him against other things. Like, could you imagine how many lives we would have saved if we dropped him into Korea? Blah blah blah. Okay, so
Because the nuclear bomb is not enough.
yeah,
You
you're
need
gonna
to weaponize
you're gonna weaponize
a glue.
the glue. Yeah, that makes no sense. But Leroy buys it. So okay. We find out later.
He is very I don't know what the term is. He's not necessarily a sycophant, but idealistic. He believes in the military.
Yeah, and, well, so also his plan really is to just remove one of them. Just find one and remove it so that it can get out of his cage and let it run rampant on the U.S. because he thinks the U.S. is destroying itself from within because of women's rights and black rights, and he thinks that
We need more fear.
he thinks that the fear that it will put into the world will straighten up our citizens.
Even though some kids go missing and some of
yeah.
them go dead. Don't
Yeah,
worry
so we got to feed the thing 20 kids every 27 years. Big deal.
Yeah, but how many kids is he going to eat if he's not contained to
He's
Derry?
not contained
Or
Derry.
is his appetite, since he's locked up in Derry now, according to the new mythos, is he even hungrier? Would it be only 2 kids if he had access to the entire lower continental 48?
Well, he also So the reason he doesn't leave Derry in the real world is because he's guarding a portal to the other world, right? To the
Pennywise is guarding a portal?
to the Nim, to the Nim.
And is that in Welcome to Derry, or is that like in Dark Tower?
That's Dark.
lore?
That's Dark Tower. That's Dark Tower.
No shit.
So that's why he doesn't leave Derry, because he's one of the guardians.
For somebody who didn't read the books, How the hell? Don't tell me you knew that. Don't tell me you're not on the Wikipedia page right
I'm
now.
not on the Wikipedia page right now. I knew that.
That is insane.
Yeah. Well, you have a conversation with Steve Howard about the fucking Dark Tower.
I did once. And you know when your eyes, when your eyes glass over
Yeah.
when you're in a conversation with somebody like us,
Yeah.
and then like they're telling you about the magic boots of Dopey Door that you had in their fourth Dungeons and Dragons campaign. They're the best boots ever. It was like that.
Yeah. It is
I
like
can't
that,
take
and
away
it is
from
like that, and I actually love the subject matter, and I wanted to listen. So I've got a lot of knowledge up there that one day I'll get to connect to the books when I finally read them.
Stephen Howard, going to be our next guest in an upcoming episode of the podcast of the recently deceased, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll bring him on. We'll bring him on for something. All right, so this episode, not only is it all of that that lore, but it is him revealing to Leroy what the plan is to get Leroy on his side. As Leroy has serious attitude when it comes to doing anything that might endanger his family, or he doesn't quite understand, or he thinks
especially after the fishing trip. I loved that
fishing trip, which I think is episode 4. It is
Yeah.
it is episode 4. So this is that's why it has to be revealed to him that.
And it shuts down all of Leroy's bullshit. Like whenever you watch a show, it's like, okay, how long is it going to take before the main protagonist realizes what's going on? They didn't make us wait for that. He got pretty turned on to becoming the opposition of Pennywise pretty quick. Like he's seen some shit. And the question I had, the adults in Derry, because they're probably exposed to this generationally, either don't see it or willfully ignorant, whatever it is. Leroy does see Pennywise.
Oh, do you want to know why?
Yeah, why? So how does he see either the red balloon or Pennywise himself?
Okay.
Without having been exposed to him as a child.
So Pennywise,
or is it because he's new, or what's going on?
Pennywise, in lore, can show himself to whomever he wants. So if you see Pennywise, he wants you to see him.
Okay.
You don't see Pennywise on accident.
Okay.
So no adult in the show or the movies has ever seen Pennywise attacking a child on accident as a bystander. He saw Pennywise attacking a child because Pennywise wanted the adult to see too, because there's a reason. Pennywise has to have a reason. He has to basically turn you on to seeing him.
Okay.
Okay. Which causes all sorts of weirdness, especially in the end when he's actually getting shot by army guys. Like, he's not necessarily a physical entity in the world. He creates.
Right. Okay. You just made me lower my score down to an 8.
Fuck. It is a lore. It's a lore breaker because he's going to attack you through a one-on-one hallucination or a group hallucination, and that is all he does.
Okay, down to 8. Welcome to There He Goes.
Well, no, okay. So, he's leading the kids out of Derry. Maybe that is his physical entity, because he does have a physical entity. The kids get to it in the book. The kids get to it in the movie in the end of chapter 2, right?
I didn't understand why they needed all these, prison pieces when 1989 they kill him with a slingshot, silver, and some belief.
Yeah.
So, fuck yeah.
Well, that's just it. They don't need it. They just didn't want to use the real reason he's there for the movie, for the show. Okay. I mean, why would they put the portal in that he's guarding? There's so much There's so much Dark Tower backstory there, to why is he there versus the cage is a MacGuffin. It's a plot device to just to keep him there to get used later, to have this point on a map that Aunt Rose draws without a protractor or a ruler or anything. She just pulls the map out and she goes, that's where he's going. That's the only place he can exit. He's got to go there. And she just knows. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. Right. So it was a little too convenient. And I did like how when she re-sees James Remar, she does know he's completely full of shit. Can you help us out if you can? But she knows, what he's doing. She knows that she can't trust him. So that part I actually enjoyed. So this plot device, can it be fixed in seasons 2 and 3? And can they get back to the source material and honor it in a way? Did they?
What they
Were they, were they,
have.
think, were they planning ahead and saying, okay, season 1 we're going to do this. Don't worry, in seasons 2 and 3 we're going to do this,
Okay.
and it's going to make season 1 make sense.
All right. So, the hope for season 2. First of all, they're lucky they get to go backwards. So none of this has happened.
Right.
2.
But for Pennywise, it's all the same. I thought that was a very Stephen King thing to write.
And that is true. That is lore.
Because time travel is always between 11/22/63, Langoliers, Dark Tower.
Yep.
He always does time travel in a different way that I never see coming. So this was a very Stephen King type way to interpret time from Pennywise's point of view.
That is lore. I kind of hate that Pennywise explained it to someone in the show, but like that is.
No, but he had to say it.
Yeah, it's
he was going to say to. And Margie, for whatever reason, not the hero we wanted, but the hero we deserved.
The hero we deserved.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
absolutely. Well, and she survives as soon as she says you're Richie's mom. Yeah. So it takes the suspense out of that scene, unfortunately, which is the same thing about Dick Halloran has plot armor. Yeah. And so do the Hanlons. All the Hanlons have plot armor except for the dad and the wife, but the kid has plot armor.
Yeah, I know. It's a cool thing that we're looking for, like when we're drawing the genealogical strings, but at the same time, it's like, okay.
Well, you can't die. Like you just can't die. Okay, so what season 2?
Can't die.
What season 2 has going for it is 2 things in my mind. 1, none of this stuff has happened, so they get a clean slate. 2. The opening episode of season 1, where it gets born, it is birthed through that nightmare scenario in the car. We can take that literally as every 27 years, but like he doesn't get reborn every 27 years. He does hibernate and he does wake up, but like they kill it in the end of the book in 1980 whatever.
Well, right, like 1989 in the new version, they make that famous pact that's in the original story, and if he's not dead, come back, which is what we all remember from the ABC miniseries.
Right.
But they changed it from 27 to 30 years.
Right.
And then they come back in Chapter 2, which is nowhere near as good as Chapter 1, and they kill him.
And they kill him. But then 27 years after they kill him, he should absolutely come back and do it again. The fact that they killed him, he's not actually dead. So
technically, we can go forward to
27 years ago in season 2. I think the kids can kill it and Pennywise in the last episode because he gets reborn in the first episode of this season.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
So I think they have an opportunity to do another a kill Pennywise.
Right, we can kill him as often as we want to
because he gets reborn. But like, and then you go back another 27 years for season 3, and you don't have to kill him. He can.
What is 1989 plus 54? What is that?
Oh, geez, 2044.
That sounds about right. So we could see a 2044 iteration. Potentially.
Where he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to ask my fanboy question. Is there anybody we want to see from a Great Depression era Stephen King story that we want to see in the next prequel, the 1935 era of Derry?
So my problem with 1935 also is going to be that he's already taken on the Pennywise guys because he does that in 1908.
1908, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see the 1881 iteration where he has not taken on the clown suit.
So that part, I don't know if it bothered me or creeped me out, but it was like one of those things. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch it where he's a young boy when he's approaching whoever Bill Skarsgård was.
Right, because that makes sense if he attacks children, so he feeds on fear. He feeds on fear, and children are easier to scare. So he would be a child. I can't, he does his bit. He says, "I can't find my parents." Great bit for an adult to instantly trust a child.
Yeah.
And then of course children will trust children, and he can
Mhm.
get right in there. Like, so that that made a
So
lot of
you
sense
want
to
to
me.
see 1908 or you want to see 18 whatever?
No, I have no interest in 1908. Like, they flashed back to it enough. Like,
Right.
we even know who the descendants of that family are, and those characters were in this season. Like, I want to see 1881.
Okay.
I want to see, pre-industrial age, right? Horse and buggy.
But if
Uh,
they do go 1908, the opportunity that they have is to build that world of the carnival slash circus and to really do a deep dive, which at least half of the people involved in this season one wanted to do. But yeah,
Good.
1881 also gives a bunch of cool possibilities
Yeah,
that
I
Steve
mean,
might.
they're gonna 1908, and then they're gonna 1935.
Well, they're
Um,
definitely in 1935, I think.
yeah. So, and maybe they're only gonna do those 3 seasons. Maybe they're just gonna go here and then 1935, 1908, and call it done. I mean, honestly, it being a limited series would make more sense to me to have an obvious A to B to C to D that they just need to wrap, and when it's done, instead of lingering like some TV shows do and getting lost and grasping at straws at the end to try to figure out how to end it and blah 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 blah. For me though, one that has no presumption would be the most fun for me to watch, like 1881. I cannot inform on that at all. All I know about that is that it's the It monster in whatever form it takes in
In
the
pre-Pennywise form.
in the northeast of the United States.
Or what if there's still Pennywise? It's just not a clown because the clown didn't come up until 1908. So you
Well,
can have Pennywise be, I don't know, whatever.
he's still gonna represent some way, but he's not gonna call himself Pennywise. He called himself Pennywise because the clown's name was Pennywise. So
Oh, the
like,
clown's name was Pennywise in
yeah,
1908.
yeah, yeah. So like, what does he call himself? Yeah,
So that's a cool question to be answered. It feels like right now, organically, we are very much at like season episode 8 territory. We're wrapping this up.
yeah.
Not to put, a predetermined. Is there anything we need to talk about episodes 5, 6, or 7 before we sign off on our
We
review?
definitely have to talk about episode 7 and 8 as a pair if you'd like to. We can jump back and forth because they were pretty connected. Um,
I loved episode 7 being called the Black Spot. I love that. I got that written down.
so
The only thing I
episodes
have for episode 6 is that I'll have to rewatch, and I said this already. Episode 6 to follow all of Madeline Stowe's weird shit, but it was good.
Yeah, episode 6 is where you get all that backstory on the
Yeah,
carnival.
yeah.
And then
So that was a fun episode.
I did like some of that. I actually like to see Bill Skarsgård act as a character
Yeah,
instead of
right. You get to
just
see
being
him as a
Pennywise. You get to see him
non-Pennywise.
as the dad. Yeah,
Episode 5, I thought they were stealing from Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit, where Lily introduces her mom's Valium, her mommy's little helpers. I hated the fucking. I liked that they were called mommy's little helpers. I didn't like that, oh, we're gonna have a pharmaceutical solution for Pennywise, and I'm glad they didn't work. So I'm
yeah.
complaining about nothing. And it was one of, it was a plot device to waste time.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Well,
it feels like at the end.
it put him in the tunnels at the exact same time as the military was in the tunnels, and the military had a shoot on sight order, so there was some fake tension there because the military is not going to kill the kids, and they didn't. But he lost his friend there. Leroy lost his
So
co-pilot.
Leroy loses his friend, but that's a great moment when he has a fight with his son Will, and they have a difficult relationship as it is. And he's talking about how again, he's just coming from a place. This conversation could happen. You don't understand what's going on. You got to stay away from these kids. I got to keep you safe. And he says something like, how you kept your friend safe, and then storms out of there. I thought that was a brutal line where he just shoves his
Oh yeah.
friend's death right in his dad's face.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well,
some handling family tension.
his dad whacks him right across the face for it.
Yeah, yeah, that was brutal and
Yeah.
completely unlike Leroy. That was
Yeah, well, the stress of the situation. I think that was one of the best scenes in the show. It was very real. It felt very real.
very real, very powerful. So that's not Pennywise in any kind of way. That's just Leroy under the stress of what he's going through.
So we should say that I don't have character names. Hank Grogan has been shipped off to
The Black Spot.
no,
The hiding.
it was shipped off to Shawshank, and the bus was attacked, and
Oh, it was.
he got away, and
Yeah.
now they're looking for him. But the Leroy's wife has found him and has him in hiding. He has a secret love affair with Madeline Stowe's character, so Madeline Stowe, who's secretly a villain, and we
But
didn't
she's
know.
secretly batshit for
Well,
sure.
right, but now she knows everything, and we didn't know that she knew everything until
And she's coaching young girls at Juniper Hills who comes through. So Madeline still gives you a lot to go on. Connecting her to Hank, I don't know. Hank just bored me to tears.
oh
Even being connected to Ronnie and Madeline Stowe's character, just not
yeah
enough.
yeah. To be fair, I think the Madeline Stowe connection was one of the few things I did like, but I also like how it ended.
But if we're not going to see a trial for Hank, then how do we give a shit?
Oh no
Uh,
no no yeah. I'm not
a,
talking
a
about Hank.
corrupt, a corrupt sheriff that who is Bowers. He's and
Yep.
so in the movie, Bowers, his dad is a cop. So now we know his grandfather's a cop.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And he tries to do the right thing at first. Then he gets a confession out of a kid. Watch When They See Us on Netflix. Absolutely amazing movie. So he does some cop shit, but again, not enough for me to care about Hank.
Right. So what do we need to talk about in episode 7 and 8? We'll start with 7, and that is that Hank is being hidden at the Black Spot, which is basically impromptu little jazz club put together by the colored.
How'd they get so many people there
The,
in such a short period of time?
yeah. Well, word travels fast, I guess.
Oh, hey guys, time to clean this place up. Okay, some scary shit's gonna happen. Nope, scary shit doesn't happen.
Yep.
Okay, guys, let's make this, a club. Okay, sort of what? But again, so is that what gave you like Sinners energy? That
Yeah. That was
up a
just
hot
like,
spot in one day?
yeah, exactly. And Hank is hidden there, so it's like, oh, okay, well the bad guy cop is gonna come and break.
Yeah,
this,
just hang out here so that when we get busted and raided
Yeah,
for
gonna
being,
break up
black
this party.
people committing the crime of having a good time in America 1960s.
Yeah, so that's just what happens. The cop walks in there with a mask on and a whole bunch of white folk, and they got guns. And then the black army, because they're all Army Air Force, they pull out their guns. And
So not to undo the conversation that we had before we were streaming, let's just be crystal clear as it pertains to Welcome to Derry. Cops showing up with masks and guns, not good.
definitely not good. Definitely not good.
Not good.
So they and they all talk. They all don't shoot, and the sheriff actually orders the boys down, and they back off and leave. And you think for a moment that maybe they are actually going to leave. But they're not. They're going to change the doors closed and throw Molotov cocktails in and burn everyone alive.
Which is grotesque, but it's what makes, I think, Ben, right?
Ben. Okay,
The
so
chunky kid that grows up to be the very attractive architect. He does. So wait, no. Oh God,
No,
one of the
sir.
kids does the history in the ABC movie, and then Mike Hanlon does the history. Who does the history in the new version?
I don't remember. I watched it once. I didn't like it.
Okay, but anyway, you know what? It had to be the chunky kid because I think Mike Hanlon does it in the ABC version, but Ben does it, the new kid, which actually like Stephen King draws upon real life with that. Ben does it, the chunky kid, in the new one because after we're watching episode by episode, so we couldn't binge it.
Right.
So we're watching it, and then it comes on immediately after, but we never watched the whole thing. We only watched 15 minutes and went to bed. And so every single time the movie chapter 1 got moved by 15 minutes, it would pick up at the end of an episode that pertained to, like, we were like, holy shit, how are we watching this in the original movie right now that pertained to what we had just seen in Welcome to Derry? So, and you could just interpret that as Andy Muschietti being very formulaic. Okay, we'll put the black spot here, we'll put this here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was creepy to watch at the time, but coincidental.
Yeah, so people are jumping out the windows and they're getting shot by shotguns, and basically everybody's dying. The only people who survive this are all your main characters, except
Rich Santos died.
except for Rich Santos, who sacrifices himself so Marge can get out. True love.
True love, even with the eye, where when the teacher mentions in episode 3 or 4, she mentions in 2, she takes Lily into a bathroom and she goes, "What are you looking at? Is something wrong with my eye? Do I have a bug-eyed eye or some shit?" So I really enjoyed rewatching that. Then the teacher talks about how snails have these eyes that come out.
Yeah.
I got to mention this scene because I did not watch it. I just screamed the entire way through, like they took a sawzall to a fucking eye. Like,
yeah.
like what the shit? So when Bill Skarsgård doesn't show up, they're going to have to scare you in an incredibly brutally way. She's got an eye patch, and Rich Santos still in love with this girl, and Tozier is going to fall in love with her too.
Yeah.
One eye and all.
One eye and all. So, right.
Now we know
So,
Tozier has one eye.
so Hank gets out. Leroy gets out. His wife gets out. Dick Halloran gets out. And Marge and the kids, everyone except for Richie gets out, and everybody else dies.
Dick Halloran is doing some borderline sketchy psychic shit, invading into Taniel's mind, the Native American kid that's in the long walk.
Oh yeah. So invading Taniel's mind was cool. See episode 5, but
not cool enough for you.
Not okay. So then when he locks. No, okay. No, he doesn't lock Pennywise. Pennywise attacks him when they went in the sewers.
So yeah, he's got like post-traumatic Pennywise disorder after that. He's like,
well, Pennywise opened his box, which should never have happened, because that's where all of Dick Halloran's power comes from. They should have. I thought as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, they're going to show him close the box again, because then that would show us actually something cool about The Shining backstory, instead of not delivering us anything cool and just using Dick Halloran as a fucking plot device.
So, did you read or watch Dr. Sleep? I watched half of it. I read the book. I love the book. They talk about the box a lot.
I watched it. I did not.
Okay.
Read it.
So I don't know if they talk about the box at all, where you have these demons and you're gonna put them in a box and only you have the code. So I guess your objection is Pennywise has the code.
Pennywise opening his box deflates like the power of Dick Halloran and his ability to shine. For me.
No, it would too. Because when Dick Halloran is giving that advice to the kid in The Shining, the little red rum kid, and Ewan McGregor when he grows up, it's less potent. Yeah, why giving advice that doesn't work?
Yeah. And then, of course, he brainlocks it at the perfect moment later, which I was like, fuck off.
I loved that scene.
I loved
it.
It was cool, but it didn't make sense. Like, just because it was cool doesn't mean it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, what a bad choice. But I mean, it looked cool, and the moment was cool. It was tense, but like, come on. You're breaking your own rules. I talk about the rules all the time. Rules are important.
I still enjoyed it.
It's okay that you it's okay that you enjoyed it. For me, I was too stuck in my head. Anyway, so that's the big thing we need to talk about season 7. So they still have Hank in the woods, and they have plans for keeping him hidden and getting him out of town. The dagger, which would be since there's 13 pieces making the prison, there is a 14th fragment. It also is imbued with some runes. It does have power. They call it a dagger. It gets lost in the sewer. Taniel drops it when he runs away. It gets picked up by Lily, so the kids have it now, and the kids
have it, and they're going to take turns. And when I was talking to you this afternoon, you're texting me where you were MST3King this in real time, talking about, the kids got the one ring. I hope they get a chance to bury it. Oh, they're being shot at by the military on the ice lake.
So I actually paused it. I paused it there.
I suspended a lot of disbelief here. I was just watching it and enjoying it. I was not criticizing. I wasn't taking it apart. Which, if I had read Dark Tower or if I reread either one recently, yeah, that would have pissed me off that they went so off. Whatever the rules, as you say. But if Rogue One taught us anything, it's that we can fix this later.
Yes, or that we'll fix it in post.
Well, you can't fix it in post because they did whatever they did in post and they released it and we watched it. So
1 second. Okay.
you
Sorry.
take your time
All
while I
right.
have absolutely
Okay.
nothing to rant about.
No.
What is her name? What is her name and what is she saying about this podcast?
It's Sal. He's trying to come over, and I'm like, bro, I'm busy. Like, bro, I'm in the middle of a podcast. Shut up. All right. So episode 8. So what do we need to know? That we know the kids have the shard, which is a lot like the One Ring, for a lot of reasons. And I don't know if it was just like it's like Andy Machete just getting like super, just like Andy Machete just getting like super lazy at episode 8. Like, I've run out of all the ideas that I had. What else do we need? A glowing rock.
I complained about episode 8. Exactly what you touched on before. Pennywise, for whatever reason, offering exposition to Marge.
Was a little weird.
There was a different way. I don't know how they could have gotten that in the script with, okay, you're Richie Toja's mom, which hit me with all the feels, and I do mean all the feels. Somebody else could have done that. Bring back Madeline Stowe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do something.
Right. So the end of episode 7 also would be Madeline Stowe confronting Pennywise and in the forest, and her saying, my dad, you came back. I love you. Wait, you're not my dad. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to eat you now. Oh, there you go.
And he deadlighted her, right?
Yeah, he deadlighted her.
Which explains why she becomes the old lady that we see interacting with the original redhead. They brought her back. Did they de-age her, Nate? They had to. Because those kids grew up so much between chapter 1 and 2 that they should not have waited the 6 months or whatever they did between filming those 2 movies.
Yeah, they must have. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again if they did.
Okay.
But they probably did.
And you did you like that? Did you like that cameo of an original cast member coming back and experiencing this old lady that she's going to experience as an adult in It Chapter 2?
I actually didn't connect that was who that was.
Oh, really? Because, I mean, she says the exact line from the movie. Oh, you know what they say about Derry, dear? Not everybody who dies here doesn't really die.
Yeah.
It's a direct quote.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the new movies, right?
Yeah.
That I watched one time.
The fuck does that mean? You know shit about stuff that wasn't even on camera. you know about lore. All right. What are you talking about?
So I watched them one time when they came out and never again. And I have watched the made-for-TV version enough times since then to erase those movies from the lexicon.
So let me not go down a rabbit hole about how Stephen King in On Writing talks about how he got hit by an alcoholic van driver that talks about, oh, by the way, I loved it. Why was it a spider at the end? And Stephen King had to explain to him that was ABC, not me.
Yeah.
So, okay. I don't know. I just wanted to spill out that knowledge.
Look, all I'm saying is I prefer the spider.
You prefer the spider over the ritual of Chud.
The spider is stupid. But so is the end of It Chapter 2.
Yeah, It Chapter 2, he became a spider for like a second, I think, as a nod to like the history of it, because it as a book and a movie has its own history.
Yeah. He can become anything. Everybody's scared of spiders. It's a giant spider.
I'm not scared of spiders.
Sure. You're scared of a giant one?
I'm not.
A giant one the size of like half a car or a whole car?
I'm afraid of a mouse before I'm afraid of a spider.
A car-sized spider.
I don't like those little fucks.
All right. Episode 8, or the end of episode 7 still. Sorry, back to episode 7. The military gets the 13th, or one of the pieces of the prison.
One of the original rings of power.
Yeah, wants to destroy it. Leroy holds him at gunpoint, says, no, don't destroy it. He says, wait a minute, soldier. Come in here and let me tell you some stuff. And then he reveals that he's been a bad guy the whole time, tells him the real plan, James Bond villain style, and then he goes, destroy that.
Not James Bond villain style. Batman villain style.
Batman villain style. And then he goes,
like, what the immature shit is this?
And then he goes, destroy that rock, gentlemen. And the rock's destroyed. Okay. So it can get out. it who after
So
killing.
wait, they destroyed that fragment. They did like put it in the oven or whatever the fuck they were putting it in.
Yeah, I think they did. Whether they did or not doesn't matter. It's not where it's supposed to be, so it's not doing its thing.
Yeah.
It does tell Madeline Stowe that he's going to sleep because he ate enough,
Yes.
so he's going to bed.
And you don't love this because he's not going to sleep. He's going to deadlights Will.
Well, no, he does go to sleep. He does go to sleep, but he wakes up when they disturb. He gets woken up by them disturbing the prison. He's asleep when they disturb the prison, and he wakes up because he's like the general was like, oh, they told me he was asleep, so we have this small opportunity to check in on this rock, which was a bullshit story to destroy it because he wants to let him out anyway.
So did you not like that because of how cool it was, and you don't want to wait for a Rogue One retcon to fix it? Did you like it? Did you hate it because it went against lore? Did you hate it because you just hated it?
I hate it because I think it's just completely retarded. And I mean, you've got me on a bad story arc anyway. Like, I don't like the military arc at all. So anything that comes from this arc, I'm going to already dislike. And so, all of these choices are just bad, and they keep getting worse.
So I'm a dick. People in my personal life know that, including Nate. I did not use a specific word in my review of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I got yelled at by my girlfriend and by Nate for no reason because I didn't say it. I'm not saying Nate said it just now, but go ahead.
I might have used, you know what?
B,
this has got to.
I have to agree with you. Everything that came from the military, I did not enjoy the military, but it gave us Leroy, and it gave us, something that would happen during the Cold War. If the military wasn't there trying to weaponize Pennywise, what would you do over 8? And I know that's an impossible question to answer.
It's a tough question, but okay. So you've got the kids, and you've got the adults, and like I said, you had 3 groups. You had the military group. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. You had the kid group, the military group, the Caucasian townsfolk, the people of color townsfolk, and the indigenous townsfolk. So you had like 5.
HBO screaming at you that white, black, and Indians are not enough. That we need to bring in a 4th.
Yeah, 5 complete different groups of characters, and like the show was all over the place because of it. If you literally just cut the military and you just let it go, fine, do your race war stuff and do your indigenous stuff, and like let the kids be the beacons of light in humanity because they're all male, female, black, native, and they're all friends. You know what I mean? Like, let them be the future. And
if this series was made in the 80s or another time where TV took its time and we had soap operas that told stories very, very slowly, would it have been better if we just had like a Dark Shadows treatment of this, where we just had, you take out the vampire, you put in Pennywise, and you just tell a very, very slow story, and you let us get invested in the characters? Would Welcome to Derry been better if it was made when Dark Shadows was made?
What this show needed was someone to trim the fat. I feel like when this was written, like pre-production, they're like, oh, and we can add this, oh, and we can add this, oh, and we can add this, and nobody said, wait, we should take this out and we should take this out. They were like, let's add this and let's add this. Oh, and we'll do it because of the Native Americans. We'll have them way back hundreds of years ago. We'll have them trap him in the.
That was a lot.
Like,
so I can deal with Auntie Rose, and I could deal with Taniel, and I could deal with a meeting where everybody else is going to be invisible. Then you go back and you do their history. It was.
It was a lot.
Now it feels like school.
It was a lot. There's a lot of exposition because there's so many characters. I feel
like they're riding the fence. I feel like they're riding the fence between doing a deep dive and doing a streamlined portrayal. And they're getting stuck in the middle, and it's hitting us in the dick. That I'll agree with.
Yeah, the plot was getting in the way of the story. Right? There's too much story in this plot. If that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. You never had time to endear yourself to a character because you never got to see enough of any one character at any one given time. You got to see everybody for 5 minutes an episode.
Sure.
5 minutes an episode is not enough. Like, okay, sure. By the end of the movie, by the end of the show, I loved Lily. Lily was like the only like, and Marge's redemption arc was good. They were like definitely, I was all in. Leroy, whatever. I actually did like Dick as much as I didn't like him
Oh, I love Dick.
being Dick. I'm
Chris
gonna
Chalk.
soundbite that.
I'll say it again, and I'll say it again clearer. I loved the character of Dick Halloran. I thought he was great. I just perfect acting, man.
Yeah.
Scatman Crothers holding a special place in my heart for Jazz from Transformers, playing Dick Halloran in The Shining. Loved it. Just absolutely loved it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was too sentimental. Maybe it allowed me to turn off too much suspension of disbelief. But
all right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of 8. So he figures out he can leave. He goes to the school. He kills the principal. He fucking deadlights every kid in that school.
And you didn't love that. You didn't love that?
I would have liked it better if he ate them all.
One of the kids was a fucking turtle. Like that was like the school mascot or some shit. Come on, man.
So he's
the principal just sheep herded them all in, and he just went off, and it was like, okay, so HBO gave them some shitty directions, and yes, money infected this project and whatever, and they're riding the fence, and then it's not going in either direction that they should have chosen. They tried to have their cake and eat it too, but a direction that they were given that they did follow was have Pennywise go fucking off.
Yeah.
Like have this be huge, have this be big. You didn't love that.
I mean, there were moments, but it doesn't save the show. Like, okay, yeah, the climax was good. Like, the climax of anything better be good.
I loved it, man. I loved it.
All right,
James Remar's wet dream of getting out this, this deadlight gun, whichever country is gonna oppose the United States or whatever the fuck.
Oh, it's funny. So Pennywise comes out and he's like, and Remar's like, "Go, you're free. I freed you," and Pennywise just eats him.
So how sad that was.
That was satisfying. That was satisfying. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was an earned on-screen death that I enjoyed. Absolutely.
Yeah, but as for the principal and all the kids getting deadlighted, we're seeing what James Remar is envisioning as a weapon, and we get to see it. And then yes, later James Remar says, go free. You're free. What? Oh man,
yeah, it was good. So he fills the whole town with this mist, this fog. Now they called it fog, and I was like, oh man, they should have called it mist. And then I paused it and I went on a little rabbit hole on the mist, and yeah, it couldn't have been the mist, and it was just regular
fog.
It was an aspect of its true power. He just filled the town with this ice cold fog, and that it froze all the water. It froze the lake enough for them to just drive on it, which once again I thought was stupid, that you would just drive the thing out onto the frozen lake, because it's frozen by paranormal power. You don't know how thin or thick the ice is. Like, come on now. You can barely see 10, 15 feet in front of you, even though he's got like a little sweet carnival buggy. He's playing the tuba, and he's got a line of 200 kids behind him.
Yeah, okay. Well, now I'm remembering this episode. There was one point where before they hop in the truck, they're gonna, and it was like a cool nod to Hi Ho Silver with Denbro hopping on the bike, where they're like, okay, we'll put 2 kids on a bike, and then they're gonna put 3 kids on a bike, and I'm like, I'm watching this, and I do not say, especially during a Stephen King thing, I'm not gonna say. I was like, no, that's complete bullshit. And thank God the bike falls over.
Yeah.
And one of them learns how to drive on the spot.
Yep. Marge. Yeah. Actually, Marge becomes just saves the day all the days at the end.
If you're the actress who's playing Ronnie, do you not go over to Andy and say, "Excuse me, this mean girl sycophant, one-eyed bitch, is getting all the cool shit. I don't need half the cool shit. I don't need 1/4 the cool shit. Can I get one item of cool shit? Can I drive the truck?
Can I drive the truck?
You're whining about my dad.
Yeah, it would have been so small and so inconsequential to the show, but it would have given her character just a little bit extra
Because
where
Lily and Marge get so
gets so
much,
much at
and
the end.
Ronnie
Yeah,
gets shit.
yeah. She does just complain about her dad for like the whole end of the show.
It annoyed me. It irked the fuck out of me. I
All
was
right,
like,
so we get
oh,
down to the end there, and they see Will. He's in the front of the line. They try to save him. Of course, that attracts Pennywise. Pennywise is gonna eat these kids, but the military intervenes, and the Galoo and the military have a huge sweet ass fight on the ice. When all the kids, the 4 kids, take the One Ring to Mordor, they have to get it to this tree
that's
and
reductive.
plant it in this tree.
Can you show us again how they have to plant
They
the
plant
tree?
it like this, and they plant it like that, and they have to do that before he crosses this invisible line that the power of the prison won't be able to
Yes.
to affect him.
Tension.
So, but he doesn't know he needs to cross that line yet. He's just fighting the military people.
He's a prisoner that doesn't know where the prison walls are.
Yeah, and there's a moment where he's going to try to kill Marge. He's going to get brain locked by Dick, and then Marge is going to rejoin the crew as they struggle. They struggle against the wind. It's not actually against the wind. The strength and power of the One Ring is pulling them away from the tree that they need to plant it into.
I'm not gonna lie, that didn't make any.
I
That's one
don't.
of the things
Yeah,
that didn't make any fucking sense.
I don't know how it knows that it needs to be planted in that tree, and so it needs to keep the kids away from the tree real bad. I don't know how it knows that and how it's doing that to the kids, but it
So
does
I don't
that.
mind.
It does that to the kids.
I don't mind his spaceship breaking up into fragments that holds him. I don't give a shit. One of them shaped like a dagger. That's fine because it's the cool shape that they can be. So if it has a consciousness like the One Ring, why does it want to stay away from the tree? Does it not want to act as a prison for Pennywise?
They said it's attracted to itself, so it's in theory it's pulling itself towards the next closest piece.
Okie dokie.
So whatever.
All things want to be whole.
So it makes sense. It makes logical sense in the facts that we've been given.
It would have been nice if they mentioned it in the show.
No, they did. They did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, that was in the big exposition dump scene.
Oh,
Yeah. You probably tuned it out because Aunt Rose talked for like 30 minutes straight. Like I don't. That episode was tough, man.
so again, she was, great, great actress. But when Leroy's wife shows up, and the first thing, just the dialogue just did not ring true for me. For somebody shopping for something, for a return customer, do whatever. Like, wait, what the fuck? You were just closing. I don't know. I don't remember what my nitpick was about it, but it wasn't absolutely perfect. Anyway, fast forward back to 8.
Fast forward back to 8.
I did enjoy this.
Okay. All right, so I've got a few problems here. As it comes to the very end, and that is, okay, Pennywise.
Yeah.
God, he's a god on Earth, eater of worlds.
He's an eternal, sure.
He gets shot up. Okay, sure, he gets shot up.
Stephen Howard, where are you? You should be refereeing this shit.
He gets shot up, and the kids are going to the thing, and now all of a sudden, I think Pennywise realizes what's about to happen. So he sees the kids, so he goes for the kids, but he's running really slow. Doesn't this guy like teleport all over the place and like never have to actually be confined by the laws of physics?
So again, because we don't look at other people's reviews and we don't look at Wikipedia stuff. We really don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm sure there was a reason. Was it in the exposition dump as to why the physical form?
No, and okay. So you can go. I guess you have to take the answer as it's the limitations of his physical form, and it's his actual physical form because he's trying to leave the barrier of the prison.
Yeah.
And that's you just have to take it and leave it as that. So fine, we'll take it. And he's running, and he's getting close, and then pop, he gets shot some more by somebody else with another gun. I believe it was one of the ladies, one of the women, maybe Leroy's wife.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
Actually, if you said that, I'd be like, oh yeah, 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 that sounds right.
because it shoots his wings off this time because it's starting to turn into the bat form, which is his primary form, I guess, or
And at
his
least for the
basic
series,
form.
because that's how he was right.
Yeah.
So that makes a whole lot of sense.
And because she delays him a second time, the kids are able to put the ring in the lava, the staff in the dirt,
The
reform
dagger.
the prison. The lights go up. That was cool. The 13 lights going up, the pillars of light. I think that's kind of what the towers are kind of like.
I'm definitely going to rewatch episode 8. Which one's the exposition dump? Which one am I avoiding like the plague?
It's 5, I believe. It's either 4 or 5.
That's the 1908 episode where Madeline Stowe loses her shit. No, she loses her shit at the black spot.
No, 1908 is Now You See It, which is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, it's not 1908. It's the one after that episode. So it's episode 4. Now, the 1908 is episode 3. Yeah, so it's episode 4 is the big expo dump where they give you all the backstory.
So I'm not trying to like get you off of your I hate Welcome to Derry train, which you are a very happy passenger on.
Mm-hmm.
If you have something else that needs to be covered about episode 8, even though I'm pretty sure the audience knows how you feel.
All right, let's finish it up. Right, so they reform the prison. The light actually hits him in the face. He's that close to crossing the line, and what happens here?
We should do a watch party.
Yeah,
we really should.
We should do a watch party.
We should do Welcome to Derry watch parties, live reactions as it happens at the Basement Media studio.
Yeah, that would be great.
We're not doing it at the Delco Studios studio. Shit.
All right, so this wraps up, and basically all the military people are dead, except for the angry guy, angry general.
Angry general.
Angry general survives, who basically begrudgingly just packs up and goes away because the main general died.
So now that you had an hour and 45 minutes to stew over it, who is your pick to play James Remar's character?
Hold on, we're not done yet. We have to go to Richie's funeral.
Oh, we have to go to Richie's funeral?
Yeah.
Richie's funeral. Listen, man. Okay, I'm going to speak up here.
Here you go. Well, that's Rich where
Santos, Marge being Tozer's mom, any connective tissue to the It Chapter 1. I fucking loved it, man. I had all the feels. Is this a perfect vehicle? No. Did you point it out with precision and detail that I do honestly appreciate? Yeah. Do I give a shit? No. And not to be dismissive of your criticisms.
No, that's fine.
Valid.
Yeah.
But as a Stephen King fan, that, we read these books and we just want to see them get the attention that they deserve. We want to see the detail that we love in the book show up and have the director give it respect and care. I definitely think Andy did that here. So, I loved Richie Santos's funeral. I loved it.
I mean, it was fine. Like, it gave us the closure. It gave Marge this really nice monologue, about friendship, which technically, I guess, is like the core theme to any Kids on Bikes style adventure, which, once again, because of the massive amounts of characters and storylines, we didn't ever really feel like we were on. Even though it definitely existed in this show, we didn't get the magic of the Goonies because there was too much stuff.
Yes. So after you get done checking out The Last Laugh by Basement Media, which is a Kids on Bikes horror story, I'll agree with you. There was, I didn't. The prison pieces I felt were unnecessary. If you all need is belief in 2 pieces of silver.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they had to go bigger, so they did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I wasn't in the room to make the choices or to get the orders from the producer. Like, who knows what?
But they need to get you in the room for the What year did we say it was? 1908 minus
Oh
27.
my God, the
It'll be
1880,
1901 minus 20. 1881.
1881, the 1881. Give me that. Yeah, give me in that room for that.
And 1881 is also the same backwards and forwards. So they should
Oh,
do something with
they
that
should
year.
definitely do something with that year.
They should definitely do something with that year.
And it should be a movie and not a show, and that because it's just going to take way too long. Just don't make it take that long.
No, I'm gonna say if you do the show the right way, if you give it its Twin Peaks, Lost, Dark Shadows, you could do a series and dive into details and have it be fucking amazing. I'm sure Andy Muschietti has J.J. Abrams' telephone number.
Sure.
It's not a mystery how to do this.
It's true. It's true.
DS9, Deep Space Nine, amazing series. Next Generation, amazing series. There's a way to make a series and not listen to the brass at HBO bust your balls and say, you know what? I'm going to give you what you want, but you need to leave me the fuck alone in order to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want the series. I don't want the movie. That's just me. I want more.
All right. Yeah, man, I'm wrapped. You got anything?
I don't know. Hold on. Dude, I'm pretty sure we covered absolutely everything.
I think we did. I think I've said everything that I thought I was like.
I'm just looking through in case there's anything that we missed, because if there's anything that was like glaringly missing, but I think we went back a few times to cover any holes. What can we do to raise you from a 3 to a 4? Because I did go from a 9 to an 8.
You know what?
Just cut the military out.
I was thinking about just going to a 4 anyway. As much as we didn't say it, but we said it once, but I'll say it again. As much as the CG was pretty bad and at times even a little goofy.
Dad in the pickle jars.
I was about to say there was.
So they mentioned his dad dying, like the Mean Girls prank her with pickles in her locker. So it's not completely like, what the fuck is this? That was a tough sell for me.
Yeah. So give me episode 1 with the bat. Give me episode 2 with the maid. Episode 3 with the pickles. Episode 4 with the snail eyes. It had moments when it went to horror, because it very infrequently went there. This is a very tense, dramatic show, or attempt at a tense and dramatic show. But when it went horror, even though the CG was bad, I still enjoyed most of these it scares. I really like the pickles. I really like the slugs.
You like the pickles?
Oh, I like the pickles. I like the slugs. I did not.
I did not like the pickles. I loved Ronnie's mom. Loved.
Right.
That birth.
That birth, right? And then I loved the car birth. I love
the car birth too.
Was that what you just said, or were you talking about the birth?
There's a scene in episode 2 where we see Ronnie's mom giving birth to presumably Ronnie.
Yeah.
And she says, you killed me, and I think she died maybe in childbirth, and you're going to kill your dad.
Yeah.
Because it's your fault that he's being arrested.
Yeah, and that was levels. Yeah, and that was when we see the deadlights for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of her
vajayjay.
Out of her vajays. How many offensive words can we say in one episode?
We're not almost 50. We're all right.
So almost 50. I'm past 50. So I am going to harp on the question. Give me an actor's name to replace James Remar.
Okay, let me just.
Because for me, I can keep the military as long as that guy's different. As long as he's not super nice James Remar.
All right.
And I'm watching comic book conventions with the other Warriors where he's at, where he's just James Remar. And this is the guy that got kicked off of Aliens because Great Britain arrested him for cocaine use, which is why we got Michael Biehn in Aliens.
Can I give you a dead actor?
What's that?
Can I give you a dead actor?
Yeah.
Robert Forster.
Was that the vacuum cleaner guy from Breaking Bad?
I don't know. I didn't watch Breaking Bad.
What?
It's
okay. So just so the audience understands my what, I was chastised. I almost lost geek cred at Good Games in Oneonta because I didn't watch Goonies up until I was like 37 or whatever. Who gives two shits? I saw Goonies. Hasparatu never saw Breaking Bad. Right now, in the comments, let him know.
That's it's just show. That's too much.
It's one of the
It
best
takes
television shows ever made.
it
hands
takes too
down.
much time to watch TV shows. I'm a movie critic.
Right. But you don't have to criticize Breaking Bad. You could just watch it and enjoy it.
Oh,
How did Stephen Howard? How did it mega fan Stephen Howard think about Welcome to Derry?
he watched 2 episodes and then he read it all on a wiki and decided he's never going to watch it
Wow.
based on the wiki.
Yeah, that's it. It went too far off.
Way too far. Way too far off the beaten path.
Well, I guess beaten paths are there for a reason. What am I clicking on here?
That's a picture of Robert Forster. You know him.
Yeah, that's him. That's the so he played the cleaner in Breaking Bad, and he sold vacuum cleaners as a disguise.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been great.
I love Robert Forster.
Marlon Brando would have been great.
Oh, sure.
Any guy who knows how to be pissed off and not take shit and still be a good, decent human being without having been the good, decent human being part of him come through as a roaring waterfall of butterflies, rainbows, and cupcakes and nice compliments. Like, what the shit?
Yeah.
But James Remar is a great actor, so
he is a great actor. I just don't understand the performance. I have to assume that it was the director.
When I see James Remar in the credits, I'm like, okay, great. This is, you got a powerhouse name here, just like Madeline Stowe. Madeline Stowe nailed it. The script might have been fucking wonky as fuck for her, but she nailed it. I don't know. Is it as bad as Wayne Knight in Five Nights at Freddy's, just literally doing what he's told and not pushing back at all, or is this just James Remar? What happened?
I don't know. He this is either the direction or this is he just phoned it in for a paycheck, and the director never called him on it and just let him phone it in. That's possible.
That's my guess.
Yeah, it's very possible. All right. For it, Welcome to Derry, I gave it a 3.5.
For it, Welcome to Derry, this is one of those moments where I give it 2 scores. I enjoyed it as a 9. Hasparatu was not wrong. His criticism, especially when it comes to the lore, appealed to my Stephen King fan boyness, and just somewhere between an 8 and a 9, 8.5.
All right, we don't really do 0.5s, but you know what? We don't really do TV shows, so we'll allow it.
And thank you for checking out this special episode of the podcast of Recently Deceased, where we reviewed a TV show. And should we do season 2? Should we do live reactions, watch parties?
Yeah.
Let
us know in the comments.
Should we Clockwork Orange Stephen Howard's eyelids open and make him watch it as well?
Oof, I don't know.
All these questions can only be answered by you.
With that being said, BasementMedia.Online, DarkClawStudios.com. I'm the boss, Hasparatu.
I'm Stephen Anthony, and I'm going to ask you guys right now. Normally, Haas and I would do this on BTS in the background. Haas, what are we doing next? Silent Hill. I saw that in the previews at Primate.
Yeah, so we did Primate. So
right now, right?
Yeah, so I think we're going to Silent Hill, and then the week after that we have I know what it is. I just don't know what it's called. I mean, I know what it's called, but
So I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you if we could promise everybody that Saturday morning at 9 a.m. we can give them a podcast for the recently deceased review of Silent Hill. Is that a true story?
That's a true story.
Excellent. Look at that.
Send help. So this week...
Why does that sound familiar to me?
This week is Silent Hill Returns. Next week is Send Help.
What is Send Help? Why does that sound familiar to me? Did I see the preview for that?
Probably. It's the new Sam Raimi.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I did see the preview for that because I remember seeing Sam Raimi's name.
Yeah, it's what's her name? Rachel McAdams.
Yes. When she's it's the cross between Castaway and Misery.
Yes, it is exactly a cross between Castaway and Misery.
It's Castaway in Misery had a baby. It looks really good. The Beautiful Human wants to see it, so I'll be watching that with Jenny.
Yeah.
And reviewing it here with you. In the comments, leave below. Nothing like weapons. Don't bombard the comments with how I'm right and how Nate is wrong.
I don't think that would happen. So. For the podcast for the recently deceased, I'm Nate. That's Steve. Yep. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, guys.